Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Several Salemites admit shocking news. Sloane loudly rustled papers at the apartment, which urged Eric to hush her because the baby had been sleeping. Sloane snarked, "At least someone's getting some sleep." She also angrily handed over the papers, which were fiscal documents, to Eric and demanded he look through them, since he didn't trust her. When she snapped that she'd no way give another song to Leo Stark, Eric said that did not resolve the issue. He wanted the verity. Eric was complexed as to why Sloane would give Leo plutocrat when their family was floundering financially. Sloane defended her conduct by claiming she wanted to help a friend and be a better person. She flashed back how Nicole had formerly told her that Nicole had felt she wasn't good enough for Eric. A hurt Sloane let Eric know she was beginning to suppose she was not good enough, moreover, perhaps no bone. She added before leaving. Latterly, Eric answered a call from Chad, who wanted to talk with Eric at the office about a job. An agitated Eric agreed to be there right down. When he hung up, he realized that he'd no bone to watch Jude. He decided to take the boy with him to the interview. Leo arrived at the review office, armed with a basket full of snacks. He handed the handbasket over to Chad and urged Chad to read the attached card. The handbasket was from the recognized mayor as a commemorative of appreciation. Chad gave the snacks back to a happy Leo and told him to partake them with the rest of the workers. Leo brought up the journalist position Chad had offered him. Chad told Leo he'd formerly given the position to Nicole. Chad believed Nicole would bring a fresh perspective to the paper, and he snappily comforted Leo that he'd keep Leo in mind for unborn positions. Leo asked for a rise in honor of his amazing work. Leo claimed he wanted plutocrat to take care of Dimitri after Dimitri was released from captivity because Dimitri was all beauty and no smarts. Chad said they'd bandy a rise at the coming meeting, so Leo suffed and said he would settle for dealing his hemstitch pillows on eBay to make redundant plutocrat. An amused Chad watched as Leo snared up most of the hand snacks for himself and also departed. Leo had returned to his hostel room and was eating snacks when he heard a knock at the door. Sloane slogged in when he answered and began soliciting Leo not to reveal the verity about Jude. Leo said he did not owe Sloane anything, since he was cut off from her plutocrat. She supplicated Leo to suppose about Eric and Jude and how important father and son demanded each other. Leo indicted Sloane of laying it on thick, but she claimed she was right. Sloane prompted Leo to consider what kind of parents J. and Nicole would make. Leo agreed that he was invested in Jude's well-being, but he was certain Eric was close to chancing out the verity. Sloane reiterated that she had effects under control and contended with Leo to take Dimitri and leave city to start a new life. Leo admitted the idea was tempting, and Sloane and he milled over possible destinations. She wished him well on his new morning, and she left. After Sloane's departure, Leo pondered how he could make further plutocrat. He considered ideas ranging from undergarments model to dealing organs before settling J. Leo asked himself what the information he held might be worth J. Leo considered the pros of telling J, the chief of which would be being set for life. He grew reticent as he allowed about tangling with the Demeras and about taking Jude down from Eric. A frazzled Leo wished he could remove his heart, and he decided to go for a walk to suppose it through. He arrived back at his room a short time latterly and sorted through his correspondence. He was rapturous to find a letter from Dimitri. When he began reading it, his light mood darkened. Dimitri explained in the letter that had met someone in captivity and realized Leo and he were not right for each other. He hoped Leo could be happy for him and wished for Leo to find happiness. Leo broke into a sob as he finished the letter, which ended, "Goodbye ever, Leo." In the Horton Town Square, Sloane called Melinda and streamlined her about the talk with Leo. Sloane was hopeful that Leo and Dimitri would leave city together and lessen her worries. At the Demeras, Nicole gushed about the mess that had been prepared for her before her first day of work. She was curious as to why J. Had changed his tune about her replying to pool.e.j. Noted that he could see the spark in her eye and affirmed, "Whatever makes you happy makes me happy." A touched Nicole hugged and kissed him. Latterly, E.J. exasperatedly ended a series of calls for Demera Enterprises business. He apologized to Nicole, who assured him she knew she married a busy man and loved him for it. The couple respected each other's good rates and participated happy kisses. "There is nothing we cannot do together," E.J. said with a big smile. Nicole latterly saluted Chad at the office and expressed her excitement for her first day of work as a journalist. Chad was certain she would do great. She asked Chad what he'd been working on, and he verified it was the tip Nicole had given him about Paulina. They agreed the story could be trouble for Paulina. Chad asked Nicole about how she had gotten the information. She remonstrated that she could not reveal her sources, but Chad let her know the rule did not apply to her editor. Nicole made in reason about eavesdropping commodity, Johnny had said. She asked that Chad keep the story honest and fair out of respect for Abe. Chad concurred and progressed to help Nicole get set up for her first day. Following a brief time lapse, Chad warmly aided Eric and Jude into the office. Eric explained why Jude was with him, and Chad streamlined Eric about the photography work, which Chad said would begin as freelancing assignments. After Chad left the office to get Eric's paperwork, Nicole walked by and was surprised to see Eric. Effects grew awkward when Eric told Nicole that he, too, would be working at the paper. They got more awkward when Chad returned and informed Nicole and Eric that they would be working together on their first assignment. Was busy at the Demera services when his superintendent adjunct, Rita, arrived. He brusquely asked for his coffee. Unimpressed, she told him please and thank you went a long way. E.J. backed down, and they began talking business. Rita was not so. E.J. could handle everything on his plate because he was just like the other men in his family who had held the CEO position. Charming and smart? E.J. guessed. Arrogant, rude, and egotistical, Rita deadpanned. E.J. joked that those were great rates and turned the talk to Paulina, whom Rita rightly supposed E.J. had failed to inform about his alternate job. E.J. congratulated Rita's work heritage, and she cracked that he should pay her more. A smiling E.J. chortled and insinuated he'd give Rita a rise. She left to get his coffee, but not before getting another please and thank you from him. When Rita returned and set down the coffee, E.J. responded with a damn. She said he had not indeed tasted it yet. J. clarified that he was worried that a story about Paulina hadn't appeared in the paper yet. Rita wondered about his issue with the mayor, and E.J. sniggered about her personality and her micromanagement style. After snarking about micromanaging heads, Rita got to the point. So you do not like her? E.J. allowed. If Paulina had slush thrown on her, it would make his job easier. Rita suggested E.J. could catch further canvases with honey. E.J. warmed to the idea of making nice with Paulina and strengthening their working relationship. He agreed to get on it incontinently, yet when Paulina hung up on him after he called her, E.J. raged that if Paulina wanted a war, she's got one. Paulina, Johnny, and Chanel awaited for Kayla in the sanitarium room. Paulina fretted when Chanel verified her nausea hadn't abated. Kayla entered and asked Chanel about her symptoms. Chanel listed fatigue, nausea, and dizziness. Paulina blurted out a question about Chanel having radiation poisoning. Kayla cut Paulina out and reminded her that Chanel's symptoms were common for a number of issues, including a stomach bug. Kayla wanted to run blood work, so Paulina and Johnny left the room, leaving a upset Chanel with Kayla. Johnny brought Paulina tea in the sanitarium staying area. Paulina incontinently began condemning herself for Chanel's condition, while Johnny reasoned it was not her fault. Paulina entered a call from Chad.